everybody, it's Fox. Welcome back to my channel, and this week's video is going to be the first in a series of videos that I'll have out on my channel, going over all of my tips and tricks that I have for creating costumes and getting into cosplay. And this week's video is going to be all about how to plan a cosplay, which can be the most fun, but also the most daunting part about getting started and deciding to cosplay. Believe me, cosplay can be a very intimidating hobby to tackle, especially whenever you're seeing all these people putting out these amazing finished products. But you have to remember that everyone starts somewhere, and I'm going to pop a couple of my first costumes on the screen for you guys. I only got started in 2016. My first piece of advice that I could give you whenever you're starting to even think about getting into cosplay, try not to compare yourself to people on social media. I know it can be very hard, but you have to understand that things that you're seeing on social media, you don't know what has gone into that costume. There are a lot of people that are actually seamstresses by trade. There are a lot of people that do special effects makeup for actual movies and things like that, and they're obviously able to take that expertise into cosplay, and that's a wonderful thing. We can all learn from that. You're just going to be starting out, and with starting out, you're going to be making a lot of mistakes, and it's important to try and not get yourself too down on that. With that out of the way, I do have a couple of questions that I tend to ask myself whenever I'm starting to plan a cosplay. Like I said at the beginning, this is only going to be the first in a series of videos, so if you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video, definitely leave them down in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them in the comments, and you may see your question answered in a future video. Alright, so you've decided that you want to cosplay. The first question that you're going to want to ask yourself is, what character do you want to cosplay? Now, this is easily the most fun question to answer, but also the most difficult question to answer. I can't sit here and tell you what character you should cosplay. Only you're going to be able to answer that question for yourself, but I do have a couple recommendations if you're kind of like scratching your head and not really sure where to start. Try to think back to like the most recent video games you've played, some movies, or even just if you can remember a specific character that may have personally resonated with you for one reason or another. Hopefully a character came to mind to you that you may like their costume or you may like the character particularly, but do not stress out too much if you don't know who you should cosplay. This doesn't need to be something that if you decide you want to cosplay, you have to have a cosplay or a cos plan right now. This can be something that you stew over for like a couple months and then basically decide, yes, I really want to make that costume, which is the exact way that I felt about the costume that I'm going to be detailing in this video series for you guys. I really want to give Dr. Liara T'Soni a try, specifically her armored look that is in Mass Effect 3. And the reason I picked this specific character is because one, I just love Liara, she's an amazing character, and two, I have actually made armor that's very similar to that whenever I made my FemShep costume. The important thing whenever you're picking a character is to really try and make sure it's a character you love or it's a costume that you really love. You don't have to love the character, but I really would say that you really should love the aesthetic of the costume or some part of it in order to actually get you through all of the grueling hours that you're going to have to be staring at that thing. I mean, that doesn't mean that you're not going to curse it some days, but it helps whenever you're really passionate about either the look or the character. So now that you've got your character, what we're going to do now is basically go deep diving into Google. Make sure you've got all of your profanity filters set, because you're going to find some weird stuff if you're Googling certain characters. And we're going to get some pictures. We're going to get some reference photos of the character that we want to cosplay. Do not exercise restraint here. Just get as many as you possibly can, because trust me, there will be a photo that you're going to miss, and you're going to miss a detail. It's totally fine if you don't completely get every detail right on your costume. I'm just saying, for the best results and the best way to feel prepared about a costume, get as many photos as you possibly can. Thankfully, now that we have the Mass Effect Legendary Edition that has photo mode, I would go into Mass Effect and pretty much load up photo mode and get as many photos as I possibly could from the front, the back, and the side, and anywhere in between that you think you might need photos for. Once you've got all of the pictures that you want, you're gonna just want to make sure that they're all downloaded onto your phone, or if you're someone that likes to print things out and have them everywhere in your workspace to inspire you, you can do that too. Just make sure that you have your reference photos in a place that's easily accessible for whenever you have to either go out to a store to try and buy supplies, or just so you can reference them when you're working on your costume later. Once I have all my reference photos, I like to take a shot of the back, the front, and the side of the costume and open up a notebook or a Word document and basically do a high-level overview breakdown of the costume. And what I like to do is I like to start from bottom to top. You can start from top to bottom, doesn't really matter where you start, but I like to go and kind of focus in on every single bit of the costume and kind of mentally note how I'm going to make it. For example, with Liara T'Soni, I know that I'm going to make all of that armor out of EVA foam. This will be a good time to look up things on, say, Etsy or even just on Google and see if any parts of your costume are able to be purchased if you are in that kind of a boat, or if you want to see that someone maybe has EVA foam templates for your armor or even 3D files. This is just a nice thing to do to kind of break things down in your brain, so you're not just looking at a full costume, you're looking at specific singular pieces that you can realistically make and realistically kind of digest in your brain instead of just just looking at something and being like, I have no idea how I'm going to make that. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't worry if after you're done with your breakdown, you realize that this may be a little bit out of your league to accomplish right now. You know what? Now what you got is something to add to your cosplaying list, because trust me, there's going to be a never-ending cosplaying list in your life if you want to do cosplay. If you get done with your breakdown and you're realizing that you may be a little bit in over your head, it is totally fine to put a costume to the side and decide to work on it later. That is why you see me working on multiple costumes at once, because I'm just the type of a personality where I like to have multiple projects in flux. I like to bop around to different things and different mediums because it keeps me excited and it keeps me energized about working on things. But I can totally understand if that would be too overwhelming for you. One of the last things I do with a breakdown is I tend to try to roughly estimate what my supplies may be, and I'm only able to do this because I've been cosplaying for a couple years. If you're brand new to this hobby, you may not know how much EVA foam costs. You may not know how much it costs to get an Asari headpiece or how to make one. So don't worry too much about this right now. I am going to have a video covering basic supplies as well as budgeting in terms of cosplay for a later video. But one key piece of advice, and I will post some people on Instagram who also said this as well, please do not go into debt for a costume. Do not go into credit card debt for a costume. That is absolutely not worth it. Do not think that you need to buy the best of the best supplies to make a costume, because you do not. It may make your life easier to have these supplies, but you do not need to have the best types of EVA foam or Warbler in order to make a costume look really great. So these next questions that I'm going to ask you may seem like they're not really directly related to how to plan a cosplay, but I do think that they're really important to ask yourself. Where are you going to wear this costume? Is it going to be for a specific convention? Is it a large convention or is it a smaller convention? Are you going to be driving to this convention or are you going to be flying to this convention? It may seem silly to ask yourself these questions right now, but it is important because most of us are making costumes to wear to an event. I know a lot of us are wearing them basically at home right now, and some of us don't even have the backs of our costumes done because TikTok doesn't need you to do that. But with things starting to slowly open up, it is important to ask yourself, am I making this costume for a specific event? And if so, how am I going to get it there? For example, are you going to be okay with potentially making a huge prop that you can't take to the convention because it won't fit in your luggage? Or are you willing to kind of engineer it in a way that you'll be able to break it down and bring it along with you? Along those same lines, if you're going to be bringing a costume, depending on how big your costume is, you're going to have to worry about extra baggage fees. You're going to have to worry about, potentially if you want to mail it to the hotel, you're just going to have to worry about that little bit of incurred cost that you're going to have there. And again, like I said, I will cover all of this in a later video, but if you do have questions specific to traveling with a cosplay, you can leave them down in the comments below for me. Now that you've decided roughly what convention or event you want to take this costume to, you're going to have to ask yourself, who am I going to this convention with? If you're going to be going to this convention by yourself, are you going to be able to get into the costume all by yourself? Are you going to be able to walk around the convention all day without a handler? Or are you going to be able to remind yourself to actually drink and eat and things like that? And the other side of that, if you're going to be going to a convention with other people, if you're cosplaying and plan on being with them the entire day, they really should be made aware of some things that might happen. You're probably going to end up being asked for a lot of photos and you're probably going to get stopped. It's going to take you a lot of time to get from point A to point B at a convention, and they should just be made aware of that. They may end up being commandeered into carrying your stuff. They may be your personal handler by default, because you have to remember they're there to have fun too, and you may be having the time of your life in a cosplay, but your handler or the people in your group might be absolutely cursing your existence. You just have to make sure that they're aware of that, and that also kind of goes into hotel etiquette as well, because if you're going to be cosplaying, there's going to be cosplay crap all over your hotel, and you're also probably going to be using the bathroom a lot more because you're going to be doing makeup and things like that. So it's just something to make sure people in your group are aware of. Next thing you should really consider is what the temperature is going to be like at the convention or the event that you're attending. For example, I go to a convention every year called KatsuCon, and that convention is actually out in Maryland. It happens in February every year, so the weather is typically snowy / cold. There were a couple years where it was a little bit milder, but typically I don't really ever worry about wearing bulkier, heavier builds where I might sweat a lot, because it's going to be cold and it's going to be kind of decent weather. I call it decent weather for costuming. I know a lot of people may say otherwise. That's something to keep in mind, because usually whenever you're wearing heavy armored builds, you're going to get a lot hotter than if saying you're just wearing street clothes or things like that. And on the opposite side of that, my end goal is to get this Dr. Liara T'Soni to DragonCon this year if we end up going in September. And DragonCon is in Atlanta, and it's typically pretty warm there. I'm actually going to be going into it prepared and making sure that I have all of my, body paint sealing techniques down right. I still think it's very important to kind of consider the temperature of a convention or event that you want to go to, because you still want to have a good time. I mean, obviously you want to wear your awesome costume, but you still want to have a good time at the end of the day. And the last question that you should ask yourself before starting this build, what is a reasonable time amount for me to get this costume done in? The answer to a reasonable amount of time to complete something is going to differ vastly from person to person. There are people I know that thrive under pressure and love to be able to try and finish something within a week, and there are people that take years to complete a costume. If this is your very first cosplay, you're probably not going to have a very good idea of how long it's going to take you to make something, and that's totally okay. So my big recommendation is to make sure that you just give yourself a lot of time, because it is the one resource that you cannot purchase, you cannot get back whenever it's gone. Just try to make sure that you have as much time as you possibly can. With that being said, I know that I tend to underestimate how much time it takes me to make things. For example, this M8 Avenger, which I will have a video on, I thought it was going to take me a week to make. It ended up taking me 3 weeks. So just try not to get too down on yourself whenever things are not going along your predetermined timeline, because as humans as a whole, we are pretty bad at estimating our time. And that's where I usually start off with whenever I'm planning a cosplay. The next video in the series will be all about budgeting for cosplay, as well as doing a deeper dive of the breakdown of a costume to help you out there. And like I said earlier, if you have any other questions about anything that I went over in the video, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I may even answer them in the videos that are coming as well. And as always, I always like to try to get back to you guys in the comments, so you'll get a response either way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!